Hey guys, this is Flubble Stuff Incorporated. Now I'm here with my top 10 favorite decks of all time. Please keep in mind that these are just favorites, not the best. There's already quote-unquote tier lists for that, so don't you dare bring it up. And also, these are just all my favorite decks of every era, so keep that in mind. Now, let's get out of the fluff and into the good stuff. Number 10, Windups. Well, this deck seems innocuous at first, just by design and just by how they play at times. But this deck is very, very threatening when it wants to be. I mean, the design is really charming and adorable. I just really love Wind-Up toys. Another thing is that they swarm and search very well with cards like Wind-Up Magician and Wind-Up Factory. And they have access to the Rank 3, Rank 4, and Rank 5 toolbox, so it allows variety as well. Overall, a very fun deck to play, and it's very satisfying. The one thing I hate about Wind-Ups is this dreaded hand loop. Ugh. I'm gonna lose your whole hand? That's bullcrap. I mean, I've like a few cards that can be taken off the ban list and added. Just add in maybe back to 3 and ban Wind-Up Hunter. That'll make the deck so much more viable, if at all. So, yeah. I really love Wind-Ups. That's why they make this list, or the bottom of this list at least. Number 9, Lightsworns. Well, this is one of the few competitive decks I've used, and it's not hard to see why. I mean, the deck is very sacky and very luck-based, which is why I love Inferno so much to begin with. Also, they have a very good engine by themselves with cards like Raiden, Lila, and Lumina. And it has one of, if not the most powerful monster in the game in the form of Judgment Dragon, which in itself is a field nuke and is often considered to be the most powerful boss monster and the most easily summoned. So, yeah, I really love this deck, and it has very good searching with cards like Charge Light Brigade and Solar Recharge. The one thing I cannot stand about Lightsworns, why it's number 9, is because I cannot stand Cancer Sworns whatsoever. Cancer Sworns are cancer. Enough said. They're cancer. They're stupid. I really hate Cancer Sworns with all my heart. They're stupid. Ugh. My gosh, I can't stress that enough. Number 8, Pendulum Magicians. This is another competitive deck that I've used, and in my opinion, it's quite possibly the most fair Pendulum deck out there. I mean, Cleese have a lot of Floodgates, Magic Specters cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. This deck is probably the most fair in my opinion, and it's probably the most fun in my opinion as well. One thing is a very strong Glass Cannon Pendulum deck, which I really like because, they can swarm, search pretty fast. It's really good. Another thing is that it never felt like it was solitaire, unlike Draco Pals or Performages and Pals. And also is very powerful, quite possibly the strongest Pendulums by stats alone, and has massive versatility with the ability to Synchro, Fusion NXCs, even without Draco Slayers. So, I feel like Pendulum Magicians are very good. In fact, I can see them becoming Odd-Eyed Magicians. They've been Odd-Eyed Magicians for quite some time now, and they work very well. So, Pendulum Magicians make number 8 on this list. I really love Pendulum Magicians. Oh my gosh, I can't stress that enough. Number 7, Raid Raptors. This deck is by far my favorite Rank 4 spam deck. It's just, one, they have really cool designs. Second, they just, they have a lot of support due to their attribute and their types alone. I mean, Darkwing Beast, that's begging for support like Icarus Attacking if you choose to play it, or Lord Darkness. Another thing is that they have access to very powerful rank-up cards in the form of Skip Force and Soulshade Force, and even more powerful Exceed monsters rather than Force Tricks. Cards like Revolution Falcon, which can pretty much kill Cosmos, Sound Like Cannon Falcon, which pretty much kills Demise builds completely. Just, there's so much this deck can do. Also, this deck has incredible searching ability. With cards like Force Tricks, Raid Raptor Nest, cards like Fuzzy Lanius, Mimicry Lanius, Tribute Lanius to an extent, this deck can search a lot. Because of that factor alone, this deck can run a lot of trash and still work with just the same way with the lineup monster intact. So this deck is very good at what it does. I really love Raid Raptors, just because they allow a lot more freedom with your builds. Also, Soulshade Force into Infinity. Who doesn't want that? Number 6 is Chaos Dragons. This is my first ever competitive deck. I mean, the card, well, the deck at its prime, it's just nuts. Just because it was the most aggressive dragon deck, and it was only hindered by Priority Dino Rabbit. And if you don't know how powerful Priority Dino Rabbit was, you've probably been living under a rock in those years. Also, this deck is very responsible for Future Fusion getting banned, just because it gets all your resources in the graveyard. And so many variants exist now, you have Chaos Dragons, one of which I use 4 engines in. In fact, that was the last video I made. And they have highly significant recovery ability with cards like Red Eyes, cards like Light Pulsar, cards like Arc Brave that you can actually use. That's what I use. They have lots of ways to recover their resources. So yeah, Chaos Dragons make number 6 because of the fond memories and because of how powerful they are, and they're still very viable. So keep that in mind. So that's it for part 1, guys. If you guys like it, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. So talk to you guys next time.